So I think, as most of us know by now, Smoky Mountain Knife Works bought the rights to the Queen knife name and the Queen Steel name and the Queen City. Is that the other one? Like Queen and Queen City, I think were the two trademarks that they bought. Shat Morgan, I believe Cooper Cutlery bought that. He hasn't put out any actual Shat Morgans yet, I don't think. And his run of the Weed and Co knives were kind of disappointing. They were all right. They weren't amazing for the price that they were, especially. But these are made by Smoky Mountain Knife Works. These newer Queen knives, and they're made in the same factory as Rough Rider, and I think probably Marbles too. And those like low cost, budget, Chinese made pocket knives. So of course the bad thing is we lost another American cutlery maker to China, along with Imperial and Charade and Old Timer and all that stuff. We lost another one, Camillus. We lost Queen too, but um, kind of sad to lose. Queen is an American made company. But I have done a couple videos on other Smoky Mountain Knife Works produced, or produced in the same factory as the Rough Rider knives, Queen knives, and they're not horrible for the price that they are. And this is a Barlow. Of course, when I saw that they had a Barlow, I had to get it because I do kind of have a collection of Barlows. This one is different than the Rough Rider Barlows in the fact that they kept the frame shape very similar to like the frame shape on a older Queen Barlow, where it kind of like comes out up here, instead of just being straight and everything. So that's kind of cool that they did that as a homage to Queen and everything. The action on this knife isn't horrible. It's kind of lazy on close, but it snaps open really well. At least on that clip blade. What's the pen blade here? The pen blade's action's pretty good too. It's got these match strike nail necks. Not necessarily a huge fan of that. I kind of just wish they'd do regular nail necks. It does look like the pen blade's resting against the liner there. That's not really the end of the world. Did it just move? Yeah, okay. So the pen blade's a little loose. Does that blade play when it's open? Okay. The main blade also has blade play when it's open, so I will have to probably try and fix that. Um, it's not horrible, but I don't know if I'm going to show this off. Okay, you can. I think you can kind of see it moving there. Unfortunately, my camera wants to focus on my hands instead of on the knife, which is the opposite of what I want to do. There we go. I think you might be able to see that. But yeah, it does have some blade play. It's not really the end of the world or anything because that stuff is easy to fix. This knife was, I think, $20. So, not really the end of the world or anything. It's not super expensive or anything. The bolster is scratched up, which is interesting. Looks like it's already scratched up. I don't think I did that. So that is interesting. Little bit of finishing problems on this knife, perhaps. Um, Not horrible. Like I said, it's a $20 knife, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to try to fix the blade play. These covers, these Winterbottom bone covers, I believe they're called, look pretty cool. I really like this side. It's like almost like a green, almost. It's like getting green or gray, and that's pretty cool. Um, it's not put together horribly. Obviously, with the blade play, there's some little gaps there. So I will try to fix the blade play. Blade centering on that pen blade is not great. The clip blade appears to be off of the liner, so it's not the end of the world, but it is not centered either. But once again, this is a $20 pocket knife. I do kind of wish that they would put a little more effort into these Queen knives than they do the Rough Rider knives, just because honestly, I really think what they should have done is, instead of having Rough Rider Reserve, that brand that's a higher end, they should have made that brand there, or that line, the Queen line, because those are much higher end knives than Rough Riders and these Queen knives. They're still made in China, but they're like 50 or 60. I think there's one that's 70 now dollars, but they're worth it. They're put together really well. They're made with D2 steel and stuff. As far as I'm aware, this is just 440C. Is that what it is? Yeah, it's 440C, which is better than their regular 440, but it's not great. Um, Still, $20 for somebody like me who collects Barlows. It's worth it just to have another Barlow, pretty much. And I do like the covers. Now, I will, like I said, try to fix the blade play because I'm not going to carry a knife with blade play when I don't have to. Now, certain knives, I can't really fix it, and I just have to kind of deal with it. But with a knife like this, I think I'll probably be able to fix it. So I probably will work on that. Um, but I do think it's cool that they stuck to like the queen shape for their Barlow pattern. So I think that's neat. Like I said earlier, it's still kind of sad that we lost Queen to uh, Chinese made cutlers, I guess. It's not ideal, but it's not really the end of the world or anything. These are okay knives for the money that they cost, pretty much. Once again, if it's made in China and that bothers you, just don't buy it. Um, Now it is kind of a shame that they did do that. I would have much rather have seen somebody like Great Eastern Cutlery buy the Queen name, but they might not. Bill Howard might not have been able to afford the licensing, the trademark. He might not have been able to afford the trademark to buy the Queen name because that would have been ideal. That being said, I'm not sure he would have even wanted the Queen name because Great Eastern Cutlery kind of has its own mythos at this point. And a lot of people have probably kind of forgotten about Queen since they went out of business in 2018 and now they're being made in China. Uh, it's not the end of the world, like I said, but it is a little sad to lose a quality knife company to China. That being said, I think the last I don't know, last few years they were open, there were some major quality issues with Queen, and I think that's part of the reason why they went out of business. But I don't know much about that because I didn't get super into the traditional knives until after Queen was already closed. So I don't really have a whole lot of experience with the newer Queen knives. I have some of the ones that they made for Winchester back in like the 80s and 90s. And that's about as much experience as I have with Queen, other than I think I have two Shat and Morgan knives that they made at some point as well. But I don't have any experience with like the more modern Queen. Um, but yeah, anyway, end of this video. This Queen Winterbottom jig bone Barlow that you can get Smoky Mountain Knife Works for like $20. It's probably worth $20 if you like Barlows. If you don't really like Barlows and you're looking for a super high-end piece of pocket cutlery, you may want to look elsewhere. It's not the most high-end, best put together thing you're going to buy, but then again, it is $20. So I feel like you can't really lose for that kind of price for a knife like this. But anyway, it's going to be it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one, and I hope you have a good day.